Okay. Uh, Thank you friends for watching this video. In this video, we are going to see how we can plan our learning. The planning is very important for us because it will give an exact path where we need to start and where we need to end. Here we are going to use mainly 4 documents in our preparation. So the first document will be the overview document. In the overview document, what we will have, it will have the all concept of the Salesforce, like what is Salesforce, what is trigger, what is batch class, what is lightning web component, what is profile. Like it will contains every concept and its definition and where we are going to use. Ideally, in case if we want to get overview of the entire Salesforce, it will take some time, maybe 1 month or 2 months. But what we are trying to do here, to know what is Salesforce, we don't need any technical details. To know the definition and where we are going to use it, we don't need any technical details. So here, in this document, we can see here, this is the overview document. In this document, we are going to use the definition and we are going to learn where we are going to use that one. So this document will be more useful and more helpful for you. So you can learn this Salesforce by yourself with the help of this document. So this document we need to complete in 1 or 2 days. So it is giving like tab bar. So what is tab bar? We don't need to by heart the definition, or we don't need to have any technical details to know what is tab bar. It will display the available tabs for the user. That's it. So we have one more thing, global search. It will be used to search the records. So we have the term and we have the definition and what is the use of it. So this is the overview document. And next we have the syntax document. Syntax document we will use while we are developing the code, and while in the development process, we are going to use the syntax document. Whenever we are writing the code, we will copy the syntax from here. And next we have the workbook. So instead of starting our practice directly from the examples, what we used to do, we will take one real-time scenario, and from real-time scenario, we are going to generate the our learning. So I will open the workbook, how it is going to look. So here in this workbook, we are going to see why we have chosen the Salesforce and how the Salesforce project has been started. For example, we are assuming that there is a company with the name Rushi Electronics. So this electrical company, they have manufactured electrical bikes and they are ready to sell those bikes. And they plan to sell those bikes within 3 months or 4 months. And they don't have any existing system. They don't have any existing software system which can support marketing and sales and service. So they have approached a company called, a software company called Abcus, and they talked with the manager there and they asked, we need a system, can you support us? So now the manager from Abcus, they have given different approaches. Like in case if you are developing this one with the Java and front end with HTML or AngularJS and back end with some database, MySQL or MongoDB, then we are going to cost you this much price. And it is going to take maybe 7 months, 8 months, 1 year, 2 years, like that they're going to take. And they told, like we have a new CRM as well. Like it is not now new, it is one of the best one. It is the number one CRM. We have the Salesforce implementation also here. And in case if we can implement this one in Salesforce, we can deliver this one within 3 months. And after that, you can start your sales operation. Slowly, stage by stage, we can configure the things. So here, the business are more interested because the Salesforce implementation is much more faster and much more reliable. So they have selected to go for the Salesforce implementation. And now, as a developers, we are going to see how we can set up Salesforce for the Rishi Electronics. So we are starting our development with how we can set up the company information within the Salesforce. So here we are not by hearting the any subject, we are not going with the any example. We are seeing how we can start the process in the same way whatever the requirements we are getting from the Rishi Electronics, and they will give their use cases. And after that, we will develop, and we are going to see what are the different ways for developing it. So by this way, we are going to learn the subject, and we name this document as the workbook. So now we have seen overview document and syntax document, and next we have the interview questions document. So these are the 4 documents that we are going to use throughout our learning. Next, so here we have given a note. In first 2 or 3 days, we must complete overview document questions. So this is the overview document. It has approximately 13 pages, and it is there within English and Telugu language. In case if we make it half, mostly we have these 6 pages, that means 3 papers. So you have the time, maybe you can learn it or understand it. Maybe in case if you don't understand it also, it's fine, you can by heart it. And daily, maybe over 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you can revision this document, because this is the overview document. And after completing of the course, you will get idea of all of these things. But now we are trying to give the complete idea before the course itself. So next one, we have some preparation tips, like how we need to plan our daily studying. So what here we have given the first point, we must revision overview document, and syntax document is optional. The overview document, we must revision it every day. And next one, everyday class must be attended. Like we have given some videos, you must see those videos in every day, and you need to execute what we have implemented in the class. Next, we have day-to-day assignments. We must complete this day-to-day assignment, and we are giving some assignments. Like here we are giving some assignment based on my thinking. And what you need to do, in case if you follow step number 2 and step number 3, you will become dependent, like you are not able to think independently, and you are following what your instructor is doing. So step number 4, we must spend some time to prepare our own scenarios similar to the classes. So we have covered some concept, and we have given some scenarios. And what you need to do, maybe you can write a code or not, but you must think it to write the scenarios. So this will help you to become independent from thinking. So next, what we have, we must read the interview questions every day. So we have these 5 steps we must follow in our day-to-day life while we are learning. So we may feel like we have only we have different kind of people. Maybe you are working in some other technology, or you just started as a fresher. So for freshers or the persons who is not doing the job, they can spend maybe 5 hours, 6 hours per day. And the person who is doing the job, they can spend only 1 hour, 2 hours per day. So how you need to divide your day? So we need to divide our day. For first point, at least 5%, maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes, we must revision this document. This is the revision, not the complete reading. So first we need to complete the reading in 1 or 2 days, and after that, for revision, every day we need to revision this document for at least 5 minutes. So next, for attending the classes and for assignment, and this one, based on your availability, maybe you can spend 1 hour, 2 hour or 3 hour. Based on your availability, you must spend complete time. Next, for interview questions, maybe at the starting of your day or at the ending of your day, you need to spend for the interview questions. So we will have a habit, like while sleeping, maybe we might be scrolling Facebook, or we might be watching some YouTube videos. Instead of doing that one before we sleep, we can open the interview questions document. We can start reading the questions, maybe daily 5 questions, 3 questions. So when we are starting reading these interview questions before sleep, we have more chances to remembering those questions. So this we are doing only for 5 to 10 minutes. So here mandatory reading is interview questions and revision document, each one for 5 or 10 minutes. So if you are able to spend at least 20 minutes is fixed for everyone. And for this one, based on your availability, you can spend the time, maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, based on your availability, you can plan these timings. So next, so whatever you have prepared, so you need to write some document, or maybe you can prepare some PPT. In case if you feel PPT is taking more time, you can just write some document. What is the last day topic that you have prepared? And what is the last day assignment that you have done? And what are the new scenarios on the last topic that you have designed? Maybe you can present this one to others, or you can make a note of all these things. So here, like why this approach is very much useful. Writing notes and revisioning it every time we started reading or before watching the next videos, it will increase our capacity by 30 to 40%. This is not the words told by me. There is a separate course to learn the best way any course. Like we had some course. This course is just to understand the best methods of learning skills. So there are almost 10 to 15 doctors and scientists has done a research on the better ways of learning. This is not the better ways of teaching. These are the better ways of learning. So I have mentioned those points, and you can use this point to cross check whether you are doing these points in our learning method or not. The first method for efficient learning is not supported by multitasking. So what ideally we will do while learning, we will have the habit of listening to the music, and maybe we are eating something and we are learning parallelly. So we feel more comfortable while we are listening to the music or we are eating something. But what will happen? Brain will not receive the maximum subject that it can understand. So your capacity, you are degrading by doing multitasking. So you remember, multitasking is not supported in learning. So don't do multitasking. And next one, testing is a good method for learning. So what you need to do, you have learned something today and you need to test yourself, how much you have learned, like whether you are able to implement same thing that you have learned or not. Next, we need to make some questions before we learn any topic. First thing, what I will do after learning this one. For example, we started learning the salesforce. So what I will do after learning the salesforce. And next we have what questions I do have before I start this one. Before I start learning some concept or some subject, I need to have some questions like maybe I am assuming that salesforce might be useful for this one. Is it true or not? And in case if I have some other doubts, we must write those questions. Next one, what I have already know about it. So these three are the most important questions. This will increase our curiosity. And once we got more curiosity, we will get more interest to learn the subject. Once we got to learn the subject, and it will be easily understandable by us because we are showing more interest. So these questions are more important to raise within ourselves to have efficient learning. Next one, we have given, you can learn better if this is relevant, and relevant topics can be more effectively understood. In case if you're doing some job and if that was relevant to you, then you can understand this one more better. And here we can have a question like I don't have any software background, whether it is relevant to me or not. Even though we don't have any software background, and still we can relate it for us. Maybe we are working as a salesman and you know the sales process. So now you are applying syntax to your sales process. So it is still relevant to you, and you know something, you know how you can purchase the things in Amazon. So you know the e-commerce business. So still it is relevant to you. So here we need to have an intention and doing some operation as of now, which has been developed by some others. Now I'm going to learn this operation, how to do it myself, or how I can implement it to the others. So we need to relate it in some way to have more interest and to have more curiosity on this one. This is also one of the most important thing. Like we need to take 2 to 5 minutes of break for every 25 minutes. In case if it is possible, this timing is also has been scientifically proven. So what will happen? We will have the two memories, like primary memory and secondary memory. Primary memory will be used for creative things, like it is going to use for the thinking purpose, and secondary memory will be used for the storage purpose. It will be the unconscious memory. The speed of the unconscious memory and the power of the unconscious memory is much better than the primary memory. So once we started reading, for after 25 minutes, give 2 to 5 minutes as a break. And in the break, you try to not think about anything, just be calm. Or try to think what you have learned in the 25 minutes. This will help the data to transfer into the secondary memory. So you will be, you are going to remember this data for a long time. So next one, write a notes what you have learned, write what doubts you still have, write what you can see, write how you can use what you have learned. See here, they are giving more importance to the writing. So we need to write everything, what we have learned, what doubts we have, what we can do with what we have learned. So this kind of approach, this kind of writing approach, it comes with the reflective learning, and it will increase our capacity by 25%. So now what we are doing, we are learning without any planning. We are learning with some planning. The difference is, if we can learn with planning, it can improve your capacity. Like it can improve your capacity by at least 25% to 30%. So next, they have given some food habits as well, what we need to eat and what we should not eat. So they told like avoid the junk foods and eat only soft foods. Next, stressless. So in case if you have some family problems or some money problems, some other disturbances there, you try to avoid those things and try to study as peaceful as possible. And next one, reflection study. So what self-reflection is, you have learned something, you need to cross-check yourself what you have learned. You need to have a feedback, like I have spent yesterday 4 hours of quality time, and today I have spent 2 hours, whether it will be okay or not, whether I need to study more or less. So here, watching the video or studying is not important. Here, spending quality time on studying is more important. So we must spend quality time. We should not do multitasking. So next one, walk and stretch on your body. This one also we have practically and personally, I have also experienced this one. When we are sitting in front of system for more time, what will happen? And our neck and body, it will give some kind of pain. Even we will get some kind of headache as well. So at that time, just 1 or 2 minutes, maybe 3 times or 4 times, if you freely move our hands and neck towards back and front, it will give some sound and it will give a lot of relief for us. Maybe you can test this one once. It will be more useful. When you feel headache while you are studying, just take 1 minute break, not more than 1 minute break. So just freeze your just move your hands and do something, and same thing with your neck as well, rotate your neck. So next one, we have question what you have learned, ask yourself later, and answer with yourself without looking the notes. So this is also comes to the self-reflection. You need to give the continuous feedback to you and make learning as a habit. Like even though once you have started doing job, at least to spend some time, maybe even it is 5 minutes also, that's fine. 5 minutes or 10 minutes, try to learn something every day. And good sleep. So we must have a good sleep, quality sleep. Next, we need to write a distraction list. We have some reasons, like I started learning it myself. So meanwhile, I got a phone call. Maybe I started learning, and while I'm learning, I got some other work. So here, write a distraction list. What is disturbing you from practicing, right? And try to avoid it. So in case if we don't write it, what we will feel, we will take it as a light. Okay, let it happen. What will happen? But if we have write it on a paper, when we are seeing those lists, we will get some intention because we are observing what we have written. We will have more desire to avoid those lists. So this is how we are going to planning. So I'm here again repeating what we have done. We have seen how many documents we have. We have the 4 documents: overview document, syntax document, workbook, and entry questions. Overview document we must complete in 2 to 3 days. And the interview questions document, every day we must spend at least 10 to 15 minutes before sleeping or at the starting of the day, at least 10 to 15 minutes to read that one. Next, syntax document. While we are approaching that one, syntax document will be generated. And workbook, we have a workbook from scratch to NA, how we are going to implement this Salesforce to some particular company. So this is the way that we need to plan. Here, most of the things we are planning the timings, and each point has its own purpose. So we must try to not avoid these 5 points. These 5 points are most important. You need to divide the timings, how you can achieve these 5 points. So thank you for listening to this video. And in case if you have any doubts or in case if you need any help, just ping me in WhatsApp. I will try to address your queries. Thank you.